Hi, welcome to Funky Rockefeller Music. My name's Daryl. Thank you for joining me today. Before we start, I'd just like to give a big shout out and thank you to everyone who tuned in to my first video. I just want to thank each and every one of you. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you for all subscribing, and I do appreciate all your comments as well. If you've not seen my first video, you can check that out. Obviously just going into my channel, it's in there, and it's about Tracy Chapman's album. It was great to get the feedback and people's feelings on that album. I think certain albums like that do, obviously we have our own particular feelings about certain albums, and that album for a lot of folk meant a lot to them. It also took them back to particular times and moments in their lives, and that as well. So moving forward, we're going to be talking about today one of the most successful acoustic albums of all time, and that is Nirvana's MTV Unplugged album. Right, this particular album is quite unique, as it was a very different approach than what you would get, like say with a band or artist when putting together like either an acoustic set or even putting together an acoustic album. Nirvana chose to go in a completely different direction, choosing lesser known songs, also lesser known songs by other artists, which when you listen to the album you can definitely hear all that, but also at the same time it works really well because it's something unique to listen to, rather than listening to an artist who's put all their particular hits on and have just done an acoustic version of those particular hits, which, to be honest, isn't that great to listen to, because it's always nice to listen to something fresh where you've not heard it before and it's totally different. Okay, so in a break from basically the normal MTV tradition, Nirvana played mainly lesser known material and covered songs such as the Vaseline's and David Bowie. The show was directed by Beth McCarthy and was aired on MTV in December 16th, 1993. Unlike previous MTV performances, which were entirely acoustic, Nirvana used electric amplification and also guitar effects during their set. Now, they were joined by rhythm guitarist Pat Smear and also Loris Golston, alongside Meat Puppet members Chris and Kirkwood for some songs. It's the first release after the death of Kurt Cobain 7 months prior. The album debuted at number 1 in the US Billboard chart, and then the album went 8 times platinum. It was the best alternate music performance at the 1996 Grammy Awards, making it Nirvana's only a Grammy Award winner. Since then it's also been ranked as one of the greatest live albums of all time. Basically the show MTV itself, which is steeped in great history, basically MTV began airing in 1998. Artists performed their hits on acoustic instruments to an intimate setting. Nirvana began negotiations to appear for some time, and frontman Kurt Cobain finally accepted while touring with the Meat Puppets. Nirvana wanted to do something different from the typical MTV Unplugged performance. Just like I mentioned, they were looking to obviously change that particular formula by doing, as I mentioned earlier on, according to the drummer Dave Grohl, who said, "We've seen other MTV performances and we didn't like them, because most of the bands would treat you like it's like rock shows, except they'd be using acoustic guitars." Basically the group looked at Mark Lanegan's 1990 album, The Long Winding Sheet, which Kurt Cobain had performed on, for inspiration. Along with the ideas from other band members they came up with were to do covers of David Bowie's Man Who Sold the World. Also invited members of the Meat Puppets to join them on stage. Still, to the prospect of an entire acoustic show made Kurt Cobain quite nervous, as he's obviously was probably the first experience he's ever done in regard to doing an acoustic experience. But as we all know, Kirk completely nailed the performance, as it was quite amazing. It's one of my favourite MTV Unplugged experiences in regard to a show. I kind of watched a few MTV Unplugs, but I think the Nirvana one, when you watch it, it's quite unique and it's enjoyable, and it's not like anything else you've ever seen before, because it's completely a different approach. They must have took quite a long time to consider what they were doing and how to approach it. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've watched that video. The album itself, the history of that for me is that when vinyl was on its way back in, I just knew records would never go out. I knew for a fact that vinyl would still keep going, even though in obviously the CD generation, which I know for a fact we all got involved in, and we went out and bought CDs and everything else, I still kept my Two Technics turntables. I had my vinyl collection from being a kid, and I'd never get rid of any of it. But I knew for a fact records would come back at some point, because they're so nostalgic, and we've all got a real close attachment to vinyl. And it's something that's hard to explain. You wouldn't get that with a CD or a cassette, but for some reason a record has something that is so nostalgic. We all remember the first time we bought a record or what we were doing back then, and you don't really get that with a CD or a cassette. So it's quite interesting that records have such a nostalgic and amazing feeling about them. But the Nirvana album, I got this from basically from Tesco's. I was doing my music business course, and there's a Tesco's, just a big kind of a big Tesco's just behind one of the large stores, and I went in. Wasn't really looking to purchase a record or anything like that, but they had a small collection of vinyl, and I went in and I got it quite cheap. I mean, I think back then obviously vinyl wasn't such a appealing as it is now, because you'd probably pay something like £20 for this particular album, and they also wouldn't come with an MP3 free download like they do with these older ones. So when I went in there, and I just went in, I think it was when I went for my lunch, and I just saw it there, I thought, yeah, I'm going to get that. So I ended up purchasing it for £10, took it home and played it, and it was just absolutely brilliant album to listen to. But yeah, definitely one album I would highly recommend if you've got the opportunity to go out and get it. But yeah, the album itself, obviously original, natural. Well, you've got the sleeve itself. On the inside, you've got like obviously pictures and stuff of the actual Unplugged performance, which I think is wonderful. Along the back side, obviously you've got more of the same pictures, but also all the people that are involved in putting everything together in regard to the Unplugged session, which is great. And you've got obviously the original vinyl, which, there you go. I'm not sure if you can still get this, because I don't know if records still do this. I've not seen this, but I know that you can, obviously, as it says there, you've got like I'm saying, an MP3 version where you can download it for free. So that's something worth definitely doing. I've not done that, but I don't think vinyl nowadays you get that. I think it's just the record. But back then they include the MP3. I think it was more like people were a little bit. It probably got people to that point where, I'm not sure if I want to buy the record, but they thought, yeah, I'll buy the record because there's an MP3 file in it, and they've got the opportunity to play that through. I think back then you had obviously the the Apple iPod and the obviously those sorts of machines there, you can listen to it through MP3. But yeah, that is definitely an album I would recommend, worth listening to. So if you've got the opportunity to go out and get that, I definitely would suggest doing so. Also, I'd appreciate the feedback in the comments. If there's any albums you want me to talk about or any albums you want me to review, leave any sort of comments down below. I'd really would appreciate that, and I'll definitely look into reviewing some of those records on Record Collectors. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's taken the time to watch the video today, and also to everyone who's supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. There will be a lot more content coming up with guitars and other areas, because I do cover other things as well. But yeah, I just want to say just big shout out to everyone, and thank you all for your support. I really do appreciate it, and there'll be a lot more videos to come. Thank you so much, and goodbye for now. Bye.